All right, guys, welcome back to part 3. Everything's been going pretty well so far, all things considered. I've got a new list on the board here. It might be a little bit short, so I might end up adding more to it for part 3, but at least gives me a pretty good baseline, a good thing to follow out while we are doing this. So let's get you turned around and see what we're going to do. So I'm hoping in this video, at minimum, we're going to get the steering locked, pull the motor and trans out of the XB, so the front part of it, add some more of our stub bracing that we had talked about that'll attach more to that tube structure, so the tube structure will be in as well, and then getting those wheel well tubs welded in. So basically, you know, like this gap that we had talked about, I want to get this, get this finished. I want some of this cross bracing in our stuff up front that we had talked about in the last video, bracing all the tube structure. Let's zoom out. That will be in. It'll come back into our X. At that point, we'll be able to take this top one out, add gussets in, and actually, so that I should add on the board for this video as well. I think that'll be pretty easy to add in there. Motor and trans in the front is pretty self-explanatory. So the only other thing is this steering. Right now it's 4-wheel steer. I don't want that. Everyone's like, that'd be so fun. No, it's not. Let's be honest. So right now I've got this side kind of straight. The reason is because we'll go to the other side and compare it. I don't know if you can tell on the cam. Both of them are, I'm going to be extreme here, towed in. And rather than have one be straight and the other side be extremely towed in, I'd rather have them both about equal. And then I've got a bolt I'm going to cut in half, and I'm going to weld to here and to here. That way it's sandwiched. We'll weld there and there, and then our steering will be locked. Our issues will be resolved with an alignment at that point, which won't be bad at all. So that's the easy thing I'm going to knock out real quick, and then figure out something else on that board to crack off there. But I got stuff over there. I'm going to cut, clean that up, and then weld that. The other reason I really want to do that first is because then I can get my wheel dollies back underneath of it, and I can move the car around a little bit easier in here. Once I get the motor and trans pulled, I have a guy coming to pick it up for scrap, and then all the rest of that scrap, not the hood, but all that, so I can clear out some space in here. But then I'll be able to move around a little bit more freely. Also, in the last video, I welded the doors, or started welding the doors and those, which I didn't get this side because couldn't get the welder over here. So now I'm going to button that one up too, but that's where we're going to get started anyways. Here I got it welded from there and around. This one's sloppy because I ended up having more of a gap than I wanted, but it is what it is. And that side and that. So my plan is now I'm going to jack up the rear end, take the wheels off. I can pound this in to bridge that gap, and I'll be able to weld the rest of the top. I'll be able to weld the inside and the inside and underneath, and then this back area here will be done. And overall, I'm very happy with it, especially because once I get the wheel tubs, arches, whatever you want to call them, welded in, I don't think that this is going anywhere. Now it's not the best looking because it's got open hole and whatnot, but this will have the tailgate and it'll have the cover. It won't really, honestly, I think, be looked at all that much. I'm worried about the structural rigidity of it. So that's my next step. Get the rear wheels off and get those welded up. And then I'll get a better plan and go from there. So the back piece here, I got in. I originally planned on doing an X. This isn't a roll cage. I think I mentioned that before, so I don't think it's too detrimental, especially because my plan here is this is going across here. I got those trimmed out, as you saw. So I'm going to hug this bar as close forward as possible. And my plan right now is I've got some really thick plate over there on the bench. I'm going to cut out a 4x4 plate that's going to come off of the inner rocker there. Sorry, right there. And then that's what this is going to weld to on both sides. So it'll be down there, and then the plan is to come up with the piece from here back. The thing that kind of stinks is because of what I was doing there with this, trying to see where everything lines up. I didn't really think this through too well. It doesn't just come out like this. Obviously, it has all the inner structure and everything. So I can't just go tight up against all this to this. That's why this isn't all the way out here. It's actually further in. So what I think I'm going to do is I already have the piece cut for this. It will run along all of this. And then what I'll do is I'll pie cut out of it. That way I can bend it in and weld it. And it'll adhere up here then. That's the goal. We'll see if it turns out here in a little bit. But right now I'm getting those bottom 4x4 plates cut out. I'll grind that out. I'll weld those on. I'll get this bar in. And then, yeah, I'll go from there and see where we're at. But unfortunately, small garage is kind of a pain in the butt to keep working around all this. So I can't keep moving the camera. So stuff that happens over there doesn't really get seen. But it's just, you know, basic cutting. There you have it. I'm going to get back at it. All right, guys, check this out. So pretty exciting. I've gotten the tube bracing, whatever you want to call it, to bridge that thick gap over there for the wheel arch. It goes all the way around. And I've got this side in for the tube structure. All of the arch is in and solid. The next step is the opposite side. I have not started. This side over here actually will be a little bit different because this back has a big gap, but the front actually doesn't. So the front, I'll be able to just weld. I'll weld the top, and then the back, I will do the same thing. I've just got some pipe. Again, it's kind of crude, but it does what it needs to do. So I'm going to weld the front part of it. Come back and do the back side of it. I'm going to get this top brace cut back off because I realized now that this is solid here, and once it's solid there, we've got the bracing there and up in front, everything's good. There's no reason for that top brace anymore. So I'm going to get it out of the way so I have more room to work on this opposite bar. The other thing is I will need to get some more of the tubing because I would like to have it go from here down to that. And I would just like it to be the round stock instead of something else because then I can have my guys do the little notch in it as well. I don't have the tool for it, which, yes, I know I can use a hole saw, but they have like the fancy Vice hole saw dealio that I don't. So that will be that other brace. It'll go from there up to that one once I get it in. So a little bit more structural support for the front. But yes, I overall right now am very happy. It looks like this list over here is going to kind of go rather quickly, I feel. So there it is. I will set you guys up on a time lapse for this side since I missed that side. Go from there. Okay, guys, so I spent the day getting the motor and trans XB side of it pulled out. I did keep the wire harness because I'm not sure yet what I'll need to splice together to make all that stuff work. I'd rather keep it all. And I've got a really big mess to clean up, which really sucks. But I think that's going to conclude this part of the video. I've got a pretty good list on what needs to be done for the next part of it, but overall, I'm pretty happy. I don't get to get out here much at all, hence, you know, the time in between videos and everything. So the little bit that I do get to come out, I feel like it's gone pretty well so far. You know, this is all in. The thing I didn't get to put in this video, and it's because I don't have the stuff yet, is that bracing from here up to that, and then I still got to get the actual tube welded to the XB chassis part of it, because right now it's just free floating in here. I mean, it's solid, but I need to actually get it to the body. Other than right now, that down there and the same on this side is the only thing to the actual XB. The other thing I still have to do as well is the cross piece that's going to go from there down to there, or straight across with a H. I'm not sure yet. And then that will also be attached to the tailgate. That one I had a plan originally, and I think I'm going to revisit it, but ultimately I want it to be able to bolt and unbolt, because again, if anything ever happens that this needs to get taken out, you know, this would unbolt, that would unbolt, and you'd just be able to get right in there rather than have to go up and over everything. But that is the future plans, some of the stuff that I missed on this that I had intended on doing in this part, but it just didn't happen. But at least I'm down to one motor again. Oh, and then I need to figure out some lowering for the front, because right now that's not going to work. But there you have it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think so far. And hopefully things keep going at this pace.